Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about Uncompassion, written by Barbara Lazear Ascher. Now, before I go into the summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. In this short story, or in this essay, we pretty much get many stories about compassion and pretty much where does compassion come from. The first mini story we get is pretty much this homeless man. He's in New York and he's crossing the street and he comes across the path of this mother and her child, and the baby is scared, and the mother pretty much grabs a dollar as quick as she can and hands it out to the homeless man, but he lingers there. Eventually he grabs the dollar and she's frustrated and she goes her separate way. And the narrator kind of asks us, was this out of compassion that the mother gave the homeless man a dollar, or was she just trying to get rid of the homeless man because she didn't want the homeless man to get near her baby because he his clothes is there's buttons missing, his clothes is ripped, and he just looks unclean. We get another mini story within this essay where the narrator's at a fancy cafe and another homeless man comes in. He's an older homeless man, and the owner gives the homeless man free food. And the narrator is asking the same question: was this out of compassion, or was the owner just trying to get rid of the homeless man? And the essay goes into different ways to prove this. So we get an individual scene with the mother and the child, so person to person, and then we get a business owner view of it, and then we also get like a government view of the matter, where the government in New York, they put the homeless people in hospitals during the winter time so they don't die in the cold. So you get three different views of how society views homeless people, and there's other arguments that the narrator makes about this, and it's the same question in every one of them. It's pretty much, are these people being kind towards homeless people out of compassion, or are they just trying to get rid of them or just trying to hide them? It's like when you're at your house and you're cleaning, and you're always trying to find the dirt or trying to find what you have to throw out, and so that your other stuff stay clean, and you dust off what you don't want and you throw it away. And the same thing exists in America. The same thing exists in society, where people of upper class status, people who have money, people who have good finances, they don't want to see homeless individuals who don't smell good and who don't have the same status as them. So they try to get rid of them. They try to ignore them. They try to push them into certain parts of the city that they never go. So they're always trying to hide certain parts of the population because they just don't want to deal with them. And only those who have true compassion, lend a hand out. And the narrator kind of says throughout the essay, we kind of get this idea that compassion is something that is not, it's something that you learn. It's not something that you're born with. Um, so people who have faced difficult times in their lives when it comes to finances or just in life in general, they're more likely to be compassionate towards others because maybe they themselves, maybe they were at the brink of being homeless. Maybe there was a certain point in their lives where they couldn't pay the rent or they couldn't pay their bills, and they were looking towards the street as their new living quarters. So that's the question that is pretty much brought to the forefront in this essay, and it's a tough question to answer because sometimes people just want homeless individuals to go away and they don't want to associate with them, so they quickly give them some money so they can leave them alone. And at other times, it's just out of fear because the mother at the beginning of the essay, she was just afraid of the homeless man. And a lot of people in society are like that. People are down on their luck for different reasons. People go homeless for lots of different reasons. It doesn't mean that they're horrible people or people that are going to hurt you in any way. It's just that they life was not as kind to them as it was to you. So it doesn't mean that you should be afraid of them. You should always take care of yourself and keep yourself safe, but at the same time, um, There's some people that as soon as they see homeless individuals, they start cursing and throwing expletives at them. And it's very rude. And the same thing, you have to really think about it. You could be, you could have ended up in the place that they were. You could have, with one wrong turn, you could have been in their spot, and you could have no future. So compassion is something that's definitely necessary, and something, from what the narrator from the author is kind of saying in this essay, something that you have to learn, and you know it's something that you're always going to have to deal with, because there are always, in a society, in a country, there's always going to be those who are extremely rich and those who are extremely poor. And if you're going to be just a passerby, an individual who never helps out other individuals, you know it says a lot about you and what you represent. So this essay is very significant. It really talks about compassion, what it is, and how people deal with it. Some, they're very compassionate. They help out those who don't have anything, and there are those who are just trying to get rid of them. I think that the restaurant owner was truly compassionate, and I think the mother was not. I think the mother was just afraid of the homeless man. The man is probably not clean, and he probably doesn't smell nice, and she didn't want him to get close to her baby. So out of fear of any interaction between the homeless man and her baby, she quickly gave him $1. And the restaurant owner, she didn't have to give anything to the homeless man, but she willingly, had food for him. And it seems as if, they had some sort of arrangement where he would come into the restaurant and she would give them food. So there's different ways to look at it. The essay presents it from the point of view of the government, from the point of view of a business owner and an individual, and they all deal with it differently. So very significant essay. I think there's a lot you can learn from it. But that's pretty much my summary and analysis of this essay. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.